try to pay the attention to something you are all know and you are all aware. Yet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَى تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Remind, because indeed, reminder does benefit the believer. This is part of our nature. We are so busy. We have a lot of burdens, so we need to keep reminding ourselves. Now, let me remind myself, respected brothers and sisters, with what I call in my own words the triangle of existence. In the West, with our specific context, in my humble understanding, we have a triangle of existence: home, school, masjid. Now, we can have a table. Normally, the majority of tables, they need 4 legs. Some of them, really, you can with 3. If one of the 3 legs disappeared, no table, no stability, no ground, no existence. Home, school, masjid. Now, in my humble understanding, as someone who's 24/7 engaged in the community, home is the most important. That's true, yet we have a big challenge. Majority of Muslims in this country, for many economic, political reasons, they can't have the time to sit with their kids because simply they are looking to bring the bread, or otherwise no bills will be paid and they will be kicked out of their homes in many cases. Even though it is the most important, home is the most. Practically, many fathers and mothers, many parents, either they have no time or they don't have the ability to take care of their kids. Number 2, second pillar, the school. I don't know if you know that the highest percentage of those who attend Islamic schools among Muslims, they are 10%. 90% of Muslims, they don't or they can't attend Islamic schools for many reasons. One of them, simply not enough Islamic schools. Even if there are enough, many people, they can't afford paying for Islamic schools. So these 2 big pillars, even though they are 2 pillars of the triangle of existence of the table, yet we have a big problem in them. Let's come to the 3rd pillar, the masjid. Islamic center, Islamic community. It's open 24/7. Free, tens of activities. On top of them, connecting our youth, ourselves, forget the youth now, ourselves. When we keep talking about our kids, does not mean that we don't need. We are human beings as well. We are believers. We need spirituality. We need a haven. We need a shelter. We need a place. And actually, I think you agree with me that there is something by the qadr of Allah. It's not by our plans. The masjid in the West plays nearly exactly the role of the masjid at the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Unlike masajid in our own Islamic countries. I think you agree with me. Because in our countries, masajid are exclusively just for the Jama'ah prayer. Then everything is closed. With the margin of exceptions. The masjid here, just count with me now. We pray. We have our social gatherings. Kids, they come in sometimes to do their activities. Our wives, they come for sister halaqas, teaching the Quran, Arabic language, political meetings, ministers, elections, the whole thing, aqiqah, wedding, nikah, social gathering, nearly everything has to do with the Muslim community is done in this place. It's not just a masjid actually. It is a community Islamic center, and the closest in our historic understanding is the masjid at the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The masjid was not just a place for the ritual prayer. No, it was a place for many things like what we do. So the existence of a masjid, respected brothers and sisters, community center, Islamic center, is not a marginal issue. I go and repeat, it's part of the triangle of our existence. So it's not a marginal issue. It's not something that, okay, why not to support it? No, that's why the title of my khutbah is Support Your Existence. None of us, but would like really to exist in peace. Plus, he would love his offspring, kids, daughters, sons, to find a place when he passes away at any moment. Any one of us really could pass away. Now, if you let's me address it myself as well. Let's imagine the following way that many Muslims might be thinking using this methodology. I want safety, security for my kids, so I kept working and I managed to buy 2 houses or 3 houses. The assets for millions. What is the possibility of guarantee that it will support my kids if they are not connected to Allah? Simple thing one of my kids could do will sit in the house and play, gamble, or go and drink alcohol, or spend for something haram or waste of oil, whatever. What's the support? I'm not saying don't buy houses. I'm talking about priorities in our relation with Allah. If I have money, I need to spare some. I need to support the existence of such a place, because such a place will be by the help of Allah, and the support of Allah could be the best guarantee, haven, shelter for your kids. طب how can I conclude something like that? وَلْيَخْشَ الَّذِينَ لَوْ تَرَكُوا مِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ what? ذُرِّيَّةً ضِعَافًا خَافُوا عَلَيْهِمْ فَلْيَتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. This is direct message from Allah. If you are afraid, if you are scared, the fact that you have kids, at any moment you might leave this worldly life, leaving them behind, and you don't know what could happen to them, simply be muttaqi. Do you think there's something better in taqwa than doing the sadaqah? By the way, this is not my conclusion, because we know in the Quran that the only thing the person who is facing a miserable situation, when he faces the angel of death, to come back to do what? To pray? Go Hajj? What? صدقة. قال رب ارجعون. You know? فأصدق. He said, please Allah, let me go back to earth life to do sadaqah. Just the sadaqah. So it's okay. I know I'm not reinventing the wheel. And I'm not bringing something new. I'm just reminding myself, my respected brothers and sisters, with the facts. The fact that really, for the sake of Allah, collecting the ajr, supporting ourselves, cleansing our hearts, many benefits. And let me just finish this simple, quick talk with the following quick reminders by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ look. وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ مِنْ خَيْرٍ تَجِدُوهُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. Whatever good you send forth, look, ever good you send forth, as if you are sending, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. When you do sadaqah, it is similar to yourself when you collect money and you go send to your brother's home to build your house. Many of us, we have this kind of culture, especially Arabs. Many of them, they work somewhere and they keep sending the money to their families, brothers, sisters, nephews, whatever, someone whom they trust to do what? To take care of their homes there, to build from A to Z, everything. And with the possibility they might not go and live there. Simply, they passed away. It happens. Now, the beauty in this equation, that when you send, when you pay in your dealings with Allah, you are building in a guaranteed place. Whatever good you send forth for yourselves, you will certainly find its reward with Allah. Surely Allah is all saying of what you do. من جاء بالحسنة فله عشر أمثالها ومن جاء بالسيئة فلا يجزى إلا مثلها وهم لا يظلمون. Whoever comes with a good deed, will be rewarded tenfold. You are dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes, when we deal with the banking system, when someone has a money, say they give 5% interest, 7%. Who gives better? Subhanallah. You know the story of Uthman radiallahu anhu. The very story when he had this big caravan of camels, when all the traders at the time, it was famine, big majaa', in the Medina. All the traders, they came to him, they paid him, whatever you have done, we will pay double, triple, 4 times, 5 times. He said, I have someone who paid me more. We are all the merchants, traders of the Medina. Who paid more? He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, 10 times. Can you pay 10 times? اشهدوا أني قد وزعت على فقراء المدينة. And he spread all kind of sadaqah that he has. In our words, he was a multi-millionaire. رضي الله عنه عثمان. قال whoever comes with a good deed will be rewarded tenfold, but whoever comes with a bad deed will be punished for only one. Look at the beauty of the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Good deed multiplied 10 times, bad deed just one. Still, no one will be wronged. لا يظلمون, no one will be wronged. No one. وإذ the one before the last, وإذ تأذن ربكم لئن شكرتم لأزيدنكم. And remember, be aware of. Remember, with تأذن. Now, okay, this is the humble translation, remember. Actually, it's much more rich and powerful. When we say تأذن, it contains the meaning as if, hey, be aware of this coming proclamation, this big declaration. God is telling you, be aware that with تأذن ربك, be aware that your Lord has decreed, has declared. That's when your Lord proclaim, if you are grateful, I will certainly give you more. No one of us will be generous from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the last one, لن تنالوا البر حتى تنفقوا مما تحبون وما تنفقوا من شيء فإن الله به عليم. You will never achieve righteousness. Look, you will never. Allah is the one who says, never. There is a status of, righteousness. لن تنالوا البر. The bir as if it's like, when you be in the status of being a champion. Okay? In the top 10 of the country, the top 5, the top 2, the big hero, name it in your way. This is the bir, status of bir. لن تنالوا, you will not reach it. قال حتى تنفقوا مما تحبون. Until righteousness, until you donate some. Allah is not saying give every, because I need to live. Some, مما. قال حتى تنفقوا, some of what you cherish. Something your heart is connected with. On top of what our hearts are connected is the money. Because money talks, as they say. It is actually one of the biggest tools of power and authority in this world. It is. It is. So really, when you fight this kind of connection between the heart and the money, especially by the way, if you have really, and let me just, after finishing this, you will never achieve righteousness until you donate some of what you cherish, and whatever you give is certainly will known to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فإن الله به عليم. Okay, let me conclude. Now, in the conclusion, it's just a reminder, but I will give you glad tidings by the end. The reminder, the title is Let's Support Our Existence. I think you all know, I'm not just bringing something new. No one is supporting Islamic centers and masajid unless the people like to respect themselves. State does not support. Governments, they don't support. This is the case. This is the case. And I think maybe you were aware what happened to many masajid at the time of Corona. When, everything was closed. Many places, they were not even, subhanAllah, to pay the bills, the electricity or something. Now, the idea. Our existence needs home, school, masjid. As we said, home and school, in many cases, really we are not able to control. Even homeschooling now, because of the public schools and the effect that we own. No, many of us, we can do it. Now, the only 24/7 alternative for us and our kids that we can achieve the minimum of what we are losing here and there is the Islamic community or the Islamic center or the masjid. So, and by the way, we could be one of two categories of people. Someone who has little, someone who has more. The more, I have to remind them with the zakat, it's an obligation. It's an obligation. Plus the donation and whatever you want. But the zakat is an obligation if you are from the people of the zakat. Apart from the people of zakat, we can, as we say, إِنَّمَا الْجِبَالُ مِنَ الْحَصَى. Big mountains will be mountains from small pieces of stones and rocks at the end, which means when we all take a decision to support in a certain way, really we can do a lot. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يتقبل مني ومنكم وأن يجعل, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to let every single support in the scale of your, inshallah, hasanat. Now the good deeds, or the good news, the glad tidings. Now what I'm highlighting has nothing to do with numbers. It has to do with the attitude and intention. If you have an intention and you did it with the best, as one of the meaning of the hadith, رُبَّ دِرْهَمٍ سَبَقَ أَلْفَ دِرْهَمٍ. Maybe someone who has paid one, let's say, dollar, will have more ajr than one who has paid $1,000. So by this barakah, by this support, we can do a great thing. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين. إن الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. Before I finish and make the dua, please do your best. Dr. Yasser Abu Taha, Jazakallah khairan. After we finish, he needs you to stay. Please don't pray the sunnah. Just set 5 minutes, then pray the sunnah before you leave, because he will address you with something. He's the person in charge of this. But just in case if someone is asking, this is not just a masjid. Yeah, some of the activities here in this masjid that we have, for example, the food bank, Salam Neighbors. Salam Neighbors is a team which is from your daughters and your sons. Tens of them, they are working day and night how to reach out to non-Muslims and to introduce Islam on behalf of Al-Dar Foundation in a and they are practicing, they are training themselves how to understand, how to read, how to conclude, how to speak, and they are doing a great job. Last October in the, it's the Islamic Heritage Month, they did a great job in tens of public and Catholic schools and did amazing presentations. I attended some of them, and I used last year, attended about 15 sessions in Catholic schools in presenting Islam, helping them. This is one of the food bank, Salam Neighbors, sports sessions, the youth forum, Dar al-Quran, it's part of. So when we do, inshallah, somehow you will have, a share in all of these ajr when you support. And don't forget to stay with Dr. Yasser 5 minutes after we finish. اللهم ارحمنا فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك يا كريم. اللهم اغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولوالد والدينا وأصحاب الحقوق والواجبات علينا يا كريم. اللهم إنا عبيدك أبناء عبيدك أبناء إمائك نواصينا بيدك ماض فينا حكمك عدل فينا قضاؤك. نسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أو أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك أن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا وجلاء أحزاننا وذهاب همومنا وغمومنا يا رب العالمين. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. وأقم الصلاة.